It's been a minute, but we're here talking about my Y2 leather jacket collection. There's not really a lot of videos on YouTube or really anywhere about this brand, but in my opinion, they make the best leather jackets in the game. So without further ado, let's walk through the collection. Starting off strong, we have my most recent pickup. This is the World War II type horsehide Roughout jacket in this beautiful black Roughout material. So funny story about this jacket was I first saw it from a stockist in Nagoya a couple of years ago. Walked to the store, stockist, threw it on. I thought that was really nice, but didn't think too much about it. Fast forward a couple years, year and a half later, I was on the hunt for this jacket. Where could I find it? And what better place to get it than the official Y2 leather store in Osaka. I have a short form video, TikTok, check it out, I'll link it. But the experience was very nice at the store. I had a chance to chat with the co-owner and tried on a bunch of different jackets. And it's by appointment only, so you go there one-on-one. Just an amazing experience overall. The jacket, as I said earlier, it's a Roughout, which basically means not suede, but you take the leather and it's the flesh side of the leather, and that's what produces this sort of texture on the garment. And the inside, which you can't see here because there's a liner, is the top side of the leather itself. But this World War II type jacket, they call it, it's essentially a Type 1 jacket. I'm not too nuanced with the details. So it has a little bit of those pleats in the front, the one pocket T-bar on the back, and it's a horsehide material, which means normally horsehide leather is quite thick and takes a long time to sort of break in. It's the gold standard really for any of these thicker leather jackets. This jacket, what I really like about it is it's very lightweight and drapes really nicely over the body. One of the things I find myself with leather jackets is because they're a little bit heavier, restrictive, for whatever XYZ reasons, they're a little bit harder to incorporate into the wardrobe. And that's why if you get like a more accessible piece like this, or even some of the other jackets I have today, you're gonna find yourself wearing a lot more. And of course, leather looks better with age. Just an amazing piece. It's a piece that I wear probably the most right now, and I've been putting some work in this over the last year and a bit, and look forward to wearing it more in the future. That is the reverse horsehide, black suede, World War II type jacket. On to the next one. All right, shuffling over and keeping into the suede category. This was the first jacket I got. It is the Y2 leather collaboration with the Shop Vancouver Chore coat in this beautiful camel suede Roughout. So this was the jacket that kind of started it all with my leather jacket affinity or obsession. Shop Vancouver is a local, I guess I could say, denim, Japanese hand goods, motorcycle adjacent store in Vancouver. A lot of great stuff. The guy who runs it does a great job on social media, just a great guy overall. And this is the exclusive piece they have with Y2 leather. When I was looking at leather jackets in general, I thought, okay, I want to get firstly a classic rider jacket, double rider jacket, horsehide, etc. Then this piece just caught my eye. What it is, it's a work shirt designed like a chore coat. So it has the work shirt kind of silhouettes and has the chore coat double kind of pockets here. So what you kind of get is a coat or jacket that's not as long and as, I guess, restrictive as a chore coat, but still having those two pocket detailing, which is very cool. Nice thing about this one too is it's unlined. So we talked a little bit about the Roughout horsehide in the past on the other jacket, but this is a steerhide. So the leather is actually the interior here, and the flesh side down, the Roughout, is this material on top. Super hairy compared to my other jacket, just sort of slight inconsistencies along the hair on the different paneling here. And this beautiful brown camel color, they call it, just looks so nice. I've had this for a few years now. Admittedly, I don't wear it as much as I probably should. There's some great wear samples that TJ from the Shop Vancouver has been wearing over the last, I don't know, half a decade, and they just look so beautiful with age. It's just the silhouette and kind of color material choice that you wear this out. It just looks like a nice jacket. It looks like you put your money towards a good place for this, which is always great to see. WWII Leather, Shop Vancouver, collaboration, Chore coat, Roughout in Camel. My arms are low-key getting kind of tired because these jackets weigh, I don't know, 10 plus pounds, all of them, especially this one. This is the WWII Leather. It's a collaboration with a motorcycle shop called The Real Deal in Sendai, and it is a Western shirt in deer leather. This jacket was just a kind of journey to get, probably like these other jackets. I went on a trip a few years back with my friends to travel kind of the north side of Japan's main island, and in Sendai, we went to this store, or dragged my friends to this store called The Real Deal, which is, again, motorcycle-y store, but they sell a lot of the high-tier leather jackets, denim, Ironheart, right, etc. And this was an exclusive piece they had with the WWII Leather. What makes it exclusive is it's a deerskin leather that is 1.8 millimeters thick, which is quite thick. I think it's one of the thicker jackets, or one of the thickest deerskin leather jacket that WWII makes. So it does have a lot of weight in this. I think this probably weighs like, I don't know, 15 plus pounds. So it's a heavy jacket. What I really liked about it though was it was in this Western shirt cut. It's more of a fashion sort of piece overall because you're having this very fancy leather mixed with this more contemporary shirt cut. I shouldn't say contemporary, but it looks like something that more of like one of the fashion houses or designers would make. Drapes super beautifully on body. Deerskin, I wasn't quite familiar with deerskin leather in the past. People kind of describe it as the kind of caviar of leather. Reason is because it's super, super soft. And the hand feel for it is like plush in a way. Versus when you see sort of horsehide leathers, especially with the way that horsehide is treated, it's a little bit more that smooth finish. Smooth, not textured, kind of like an armored shell, versus this I would describe almost like a very big weighted blanket. Inside lining is satin as well, double pockets, pockets on the arms, back's looking nice and clean too. And overall, just like a super luxe looking jacket. Don't wear this piece as much. I think part of that is just because of how heavy it is. It's a niche sort of piece, but I'm really happy I have it in my collection and ready to wear it more in the future. WWII Leather, Real Deal Sendai, deerskin Western shirt. So yeah, that is my collection of WWII Leather jackets. A lot of money was spent on these jackets. Are they the most practical things in the world? Do I probably only need one? Yes, but I really like collecting them. And when you have pieces like these, there's things that you can wear for the rest of your life, essentially, and things you can pass down to the future generations. That's what I tell myself so I can rationalize spending this much money on leather jackets. Coming back to YouTube, I thought I'd just bang out a video real quick. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll put some more videos out. You know, I just need to get on the horse and do a little bit more. But anyway, thanks for watching. Chat to you guys later. Peace.